When Carl Benz and Henry Ford envisioned the making of the first automobile, what they didn't realize is that people would someday move beyond the use of the automobile to save time, money, and help improve the environment. During this Mayor's Show, we are going to take a look at how a group of people are using alternative methods of transportation right here in our village to travel to and from their destinations. It is easy, convenient, and shows that no matter how you roll, getting around Greenwood Village is a snap.
The city of Greenwood Village may seem like a tranquil community with a backdrop of natural beauty and unique residential neighborhoods of 15,000 residents. But what many people may not know is the village is home to 2 quality business parks that employ nearly 35,000 people every day. Lauren Quillian is one of those workers who travel to Greenwood Village from the Capitol Hill neighborhood in Denver. Her journey to work begins at 7:20 a.m., just a few steps from her front door.
The job that I got was down in the tech center, and I wanted to live in Capitol Hill, so it ends up that I have to commute down there every day. But I prefer to take the light rail and the bus because it's just a little bit less stressful and convenient.
For anyone, utilizing public transportation to commute for the first time can be challenging and even scary for some people.
Yeah, I guess I'd just say it's a lot easier than you think it is. And once you do it a couple times, you know the routes and the timing, and it's really easy. And you have a lot of time to do other stuff that you can't accomplish while you're driving.
Lauren says she doesn't mind using alternative methods of transportation to get to work. In fact, she prefers it over using her own car.
Well, I do have a car, and I use it occasionally on the weekends, but I don't take it to work mostly because of traffic, and I don't really enjoy driving. And this way, actually, when I take the bus and the light rail to work, it takes almost the same amount of time as I would driving, and I get to read along the way instead.
Riding both bus and light rail can make for a busy commute, but Lauren says she finds things to do during her travels to keep her busy.
You have a lot of time to do other stuff that you can't accomplish while you're driving. It's actually kind of liberating not to have a car that you have to use every day. My company offers an Eco Pass, which means I ride the bus and the light rail for free. So I'm actually saving money every day by commuting on the light rail. Environmentally, I know that I'm not adding an extra car to the road with extra pollution.
After a 20-minute ride on the bus, Lauren arrives at the University of Denver light rail station, where she waits to board the light rail train.
If any company is in the tech center and they can offer Eco Passes, I think it's huge to get more people to ride the light rail.
Lauren's journey to work ends at the Orchard Light Rail Station. Once she exits the light rail, she is only minutes away and within a short walking distance from her work.
When I get to work, I actually just hop right off the light rail, and then it's about a 2-3 minute walk to my office, so that's really easy. And then from there, during the day, I can easily make it to other shops and stuff for lunch if I want to go out, and it's pretty easy to get around. All right, I got to work in about 35 minutes and I'm ready to go, stress-free.
Lauren is one of nearly 35,000 people who have made the use of light rail an easy part of their daily routine. The Southeast Light Rail, which opened in 2006, gives riders 19 miles of service, complete with 13 light rail stations, 12 park and rides, 10 expanded call and ride services, and nearly 7,000 parking spaces. For more information on light rail services, call the Regional Transportation District at 303-299-6000 or visit www.rtd-denver.com.
Good morning. Light rail makes it easy to get to Greenwood Village from other communities. But once you get off the light rail, there's a personalized bus service that helps you get to where you need to go. All it takes is a telephone call to reserve your trip.
Dean Davies moved from California and has lived in Greenwood Village for 2 years. After getting a job as a maintenance worker for a parking company in downtown Denver, Dean knew that public transportation would be his only option to get to work. With no buses operating in his neighborhood, he learned about a front door service called Call and Ride.
Morning, Dean. How you doing, brother?
Good morning. I get up at 4:45 in the morning. I get ready. Then I go outside, catch the Call and Ride at 5:30 a.m. and it brings me here at the Arapahoe station on the other side of the bridge. And then I walk across. I wait here like a couple minutes. Then I get on a light rail and takes me downtown.
Call and Ride is a personalized bus service that travels during the weekday within select areas of light rail stations. Like Dean, you call the driver in your desired service area and request travel at least 1 hour or up to 2 weeks in advance. The Call and Ride bus will pick you up and take you to your destination.
You just call in and say you need a ride. You have to like call an hour ahead, let them know you need a ride at that time, and they see if they can accommodate you or not, you know. Sometimes they have to come early or come later. But I catch it at 5:30 in the morning. There's usually not too many people pick up the ride at that time. You have to show them your bus pass, or you just pay $2.25, or you give them a transfer.
Arapahoe Call and Ride.
Ricky Roybal is one of the drivers of the Call and Ride bus service that Dean uses every day.
My job as a driver, and what I do is I pick up and transport people to work and from work. And when I receive phone calls, and I call back when I get a chance to let them know when I can pick them up. And it's a really nice job. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the people that I work with, and we always have a conversation on the way home to getting them to their destinations and picking them back. It's really nice. You get to know your people. And for me, it makes my job pretty good.
As part of the Call and Ride service, Dean admires the drivers and the passengers the most.
It's a good service, you know. The drivers are pretty nice. You ride with the same people.
In addition to transferring passengers to work and light rail stations, Call and Ride services also takes people to schools, restaurants, and even the grocery store.
It provides me to go other places where I don't have a car. I like go to King Soopers, the grocery store, go to nearby restaurants.
There are over 20 Call and Ride service areas through the Denver metro area, including 3 that serve Greenwood Village at the Arapahoe Orchard and Bellevue light rail stations. Discount fares are available to 65+, individuals with disabilities, Medicare recipients, and middle and high school students. To book your reservation in Greenwood Village by phone, call one of the 3 Call and Ride services or visit www.rtd-denver.com.
Call and Ride is great.
Sometimes riding alone can make for a quiet trip. But what would happen if you could share a ride with like-minded people who live and work close to you? Carpools are not just for kids any longer. Adults are sharing rides, and it is making their commute to work fun.
When most people are just getting up from a night's sleep, Karen Carnahan and 3 of her co-workers are arriving at the Westminster Park and Ride. It is here where they board a special white van to take them to work.
So I've been with Rider Rangers for a little over 6 years. I started out as a passenger, and 2 to 3 months after I was a passenger, the primary driver backed out, so I became the primary driver after that. The benefits for me, since I don't get the luxury of riding as a passenger where everybody else gets to catch up on their sleep, do emails, read a book. So for me, it was more of an economical reason. I had just bought a brand new car, and the mileage that I was saving on my car, I kind of did a rough estimate. I've saved about 75,000 miles over the 6 years. So that and the gas and just the monthly, the cost, I mean, that's just a no-brainer to the savings that you get out of this.
The Rider Rangers Vanpool is a great choice for groups of commuters who live and work near each other and travel more than 15 miles to work one way. Passengers split a monthly fare and share a van.
The Rider Rangers Vanpool really is dependent on everybody working together and making it work, because you have to be courteous of all other riders. You have to be on time. You have to, of course, make your pay on time. And if you have a really good group of people, it just makes it so much easier. We all have each other's phone numbers, so if someone is sick or not going to be riding in the van, they will call a couple of people just to make sure that people in the van know that not to wait for them. So it's a good group of people.
Today, there are over 70 Vanpools operating in the Denver region and providing many benefits to Vanpool participants.
I'm fairly new to Vanpool. I've only been doing this a few weeks, but the best benefit that I've found to using Vanpool with these great ladies is the diminished stress. The commute is a hard commute, and riding with everyone here has just been wonderful, stress-free. We can relax, we can chit-chat, and I can read, I can doze. That's the main benefit.
Oh, a typical day is leave the house at about 6, get to the Vanpool 6:15. We all hook up about 6:20 and head south. Most days the morning commute isn't bad at all. We get to do the Vanpool lane and head down south, and then the rides home are pretty decent, except on Thursdays and Fridays it can get kind of crazy, but we leave down there at 3:30 and are home usually by 4:30, so it works.
I chose to join the Vanpool because prior to that I'd been driving for 2 years, and it was just really difficult, with the traffic, and actually the weather was really bad right before I started the Vanpool. And I heard about it from a coworker, and I decided to give it a try. And it's been really good because in addition to like the gas savings and all that other stuff, there's also the benefit of the HOV lanes. I've had a number of people, ask if I knew of vans coming from other parts of town. So I think, people could get the word out and get vans started from other parts of the metro area. I think there would be a lot of people who would use it.
People who use Vanpool not only share a ride to work and back, but they are also guaranteed a ride home. As a participant of a Vanpool, passengers are picked up on the day they use alternative transportation. The free taxi ride is provided so passengers don't have to worry about what to do in the event of an emergency.
So Rider Rangers has a program where it's called Guaranteed Ride Home. So because you're in the van, you don't have access to a car. But if they do a guaranteed ride home, to where if you have a sick child that you need to get home, you need to leave work whenever, they will pay. You call a cab, they will pay for the cab and get you home. So no cost to you. That's picked up by Rider Rangers. So you always have a ride home if you need to for emergency purposes.
To inquire about Dr. Cog Rider Rangers Vanpool, Carpool, and School Pool programs, visit www.riderrangers.org or call 303-458-7665.
It's very easy. Rider Rangers provides that all on their website.
The majority of us use trail networks for leisure, exercise, and to enjoy the outdoors. But today, many trail systems, including the ones we have in our city, have become major access routes for people to commute. It is a healthy option that does not require you to fill up at the gas station.
Marvin Goldman knows what it means to cycle to work. After riding 11 miles each way to his job in Greenwood Village, he knows the benefits for cycling far outweigh the miles.
The main benefit for cycling to work is that it's an efficient way to work out, and it's also very practical. In addition to saving on gas, It's a great stress reliever. Get to work, you feel great. The air is fresh. It's beautiful scenery, especially when the sun comes up. You see other cyclists cycling in as well. And it's amazing when you cycle, you see things you typically don't see when you drive. And so it makes the ride nice, and it puts you into a great mood when you get to work.
Greenwood Village has 40 miles of trails, including 5.47 miles of the Highline Canal Trail that encourages the use of biking to commute. The village's trail system helps bicyclists avoid rush hour and traffic lights.
Well, the 11 miles seem to be really far. When I cycled downtown, when I worked downtown, it was a very short ride. And so you do have to work up to that distance, but what makes it nice is the fact that 85% of the ride is on the trail. And so there's no cars, it's very safe, and the portion that's not on the trail is on bike lanes. The bike lanes are very well marked, and it's just so easy to get to work. It involves no downtime for any street lights because the trail is continuous. It goes underneath a lot of the major streets, it goes underneath Quebec, Monaco, Havana, and so there's very little stop time. It's pretty much continuous, and to be honest, it doesn't take me significantly longer to get to work by cycling than it would if I drove. It probably takes longer to drive. I know it takes longer on the way home.
Before you leave your car at home to take the trails as a new way to work, Marvin encourages lots of preparation and a strong rider focus on safety first.
Well, most of anything that is enjoyable takes preparation, whether it's nutrition or exercise. And so a big part of it is getting everything ready the night before. So I get my clothes ready, my tights if it's cold, my cycling shorts, my jersey, my shoes, my glasses. I make sure everything is ready so I don't have to look for all this stuff the following morning. Then in the morning, the first thing I do is check the temperature, see what it is, and that pretty much determines what I'm going to wear. If it's above 40 or 45, then I don't have to really bundle up as much because it's about a 10, 11 mile ride. But the bottom line is, I get coffee. The caffeine always gets your energy going and gives you a little extra enthusiasm to ride. And then I have to feed the dog before I go, make sure all that's done. And then I just get dressed, make sure that the tires are fully inflated, and I have everything that I need to. I take some lunch, I put it in my backpack, and I get ready to go, make sure I have plenty of water. Not that it's that far, but I want to make sure I have water, I make sure I have an inner tube in case I get a flat. And so pretty much everything's ready to go, but it's all worth it because the ride is just great. The air is fresh. It's great to drive by or cycle by all of the cars that are lining the streets and waiting to go, and it's just enjoyable.
Once Marvin arrives at work from his morning bicycle ride, he places his bicycle in a locker, which he says was provided by his supportive employer.
I think it's really important for employers to support this activity, and even small things in terms of providing those amenities that may not seem like a lot to some people, but just having an available shower or locker close by, that's great. For people who may get into work late because of a flat or some mechanical problem with the bike, that's going to happen a lot less frequently than a lot of traffic tie-ups.
Today, there are many people that join Marvin who have chosen to rethink their daily grind to the office and are riding their bikes to work instead. Whatever route they use, bicycle commuters are reaping the benefits to ride to work, which is improving their overall outlook on life.
The payoff essentially is feeling good, and it's almost the opportunity cost. The fact that you're cycling and feeling so great, you're not polluting the roads, you're not causing additional congestion. So with one less car on the freeway, it makes it a little bit easier for those people who are driving. And I think it gives you an awareness of really how important it is to be fit. Once you cycle into work, you're going to find yourself just so energetic when you get to work that you're going to be a lot more productive.
Whether you ride light rail, use call and ride, take the bus, participate in a Vanpool, or bike your way to work, there are many benefits that can be realized by using an alternative method of transportation. Just last year in the Denver region, commuters saved a total of $294,159, 49,716 gallons of gasoline, 101,686 trips, 1,771,836 miles not driven alone, and 878,185 pounds of carbon dioxide not emitted into the air. So, now that you've learned about these alternative methods of transportation available in Greenwood Village, hopping in your car to drive a few miles just doesn't sound as much fun, does it? Happy commuting!
I hope you've enjoyed this Mayor's Show on alternative transportation on GVTV8. Until next time, that's a wrap.